Good afternoon. Welcome to my podcast. My name is Mary Beth, and I am the Jerzey Girl Crafts on YouTube. Jerzey Girl Crafts Mary Beth, I believe. Instagram on the Jerzey Girl Crafts. Ravelry, just Jerzey Girl Crafts. And where else? Facebook, I'm just me. Not on Facebook that often any longer. I do have a Jerzey Girl Crafts Facebook page, which I put some finished items on. Jerzey Girl, I live in Jersey, and if you can see, it's J-E-R, which way? Z-E-Y, Girl Crafts. I actually have the Z in there because my sister, who's a true Jersey girl, who hasn't lived in Jersey in about 30 years, loves New Jersey, but it's so expensive that it's hard for her to move back to Jersey. So right now she's living in Virginia, but she's going to get married in September and she's going to be moving to Delaware. It's only about an hour closer because where she is in Delaware, if I went straight down the Jersey coast to Cape May, there's water there over into Delaware. So she's on the coast. So the easiest way to go without worrying about taking the ferry is I have to go all the way west over into Delaware and then all the way east. So it's like over this way, down this way, over that way again. So it's really, I don't know. It's about an hour closer than where she lives in Virginia now. What else? I live about 10 minutes from the beach in New Jersey. I live with my boyfriend, my 4 cats. About 3 years ago, a stray had kittens, and 2 of them we took in. And another stray came by. They all come by. I swear my boyfriend is the cat whisperer. If there's a cat, it will find him. So she was pregnant. She had babies, 3, and we took in 2 of them, and that was about 9 months ago. And the 3rd one we actually got a good home for. So I am going to be talking about knitting, crochet. I'm actually a crocheter from the age of 5, and now I'm in my 50s. I stopped for a while in my teens, went back in 20s, and then stopped again. I took a class for knitting because, alright, this is the way my brain works. I couldn't find any classes for crochet, which I love doing. But I wanted to learn how to repattern, and I wanted to do more than just a blanket or a scarf. So there were no crochet classes. None. Absolutely none. And this was about, I've been with a boyfriend 9 years, maybe 10, 11 years ago, if that. Yeah, I learned how to knit before him. So we're talking maybe 12, 13 years ago. Sorry, I have some yarn. So I decided I would go to AC Moore and take a knitting class, which I tried knitting. I learned how to crochet on the beach when I was about 5. And every summer we'd be on the beach, and my Aunt Sis was an amazing crocheter. She actually could go to the store, look at a sweater, and pretty much reproduce it in crochet. She was absolutely brilliant. She didn't knit, but she crocheted. Our communions, we had beautiful ponchos. Barbie had clothes. My mother would knit a little bit, and she knit a couple little Barbie sweaters here and there. Little Barbie blankets, because my mother gets very bored when it comes to knitting. She just gets bored, so she stops. But Aunt Sis made us all these wonderful things when we were growing up. Blankets, ponchos, so many things. Her daughter, Kathleen, is my godmother. And when my sister had her baby 25 years ago, Jessica, when she was pregnant, she asked if I was going to be godmother. I said I didn't know. And so she made my sister tell me I was going to be godmother. And she made the most beautiful, beautiful christening outfit. There were booties in the hat and the gown and the blanket and a jacket, a long jacket to go over the gown. And it was amazing. It was Irish knit, and I'm telling you, my Aunt Sis was the most wonderful crocheter, and then her daughter was is still the most amazing knitter. And she tried to teach me to knit once it was right after my father had passed, so that was about 19 years ago. Yeah, 19 years ago, because he passed February of 2000. And we had went, I believe it was March of 2000, away, my mother, my Aunt Kathleen, and her husband Jim. So we went away, and she tried to teach me to knit, and I think she really just wanted to stab me with the knitting needles. I just could not get it. The long tail cast on, there was like this much yarn in between the needles. I mean, it just kept growing, and she had it with me. So I put down the knitting needles, and eventually I went to AC Moore somewhere, I guess about 12, 15 years ago. And I learned how to knit, because my brain thinks I want to learn how to crochet again and get good at it. I don't really know how to read the pattern books. YouTube wasn't really big back then. If it was, I really didn't know about it. So I went to AC Moore and I took a knitting class, figuring if I could learn how to knit and read a pattern, I could go to crochet. What's the difference? I really didn't know the difference. So I took the class and I learned how to knit. I didn't learn how to knit a scarf or a blanket or with worsted weight yarn, which normal people start with. Nope. I got the ribbon yarn that was out, that really pretty satiny type of silky ribbon. I even forget who made it, but I got that yarn, and I got a tank top pattern, and that's what I wanted to learn how to knit. So I learned how to knit. My very first knit was a tank top with the ribbon yarn. I kind of fell in love with it. I started doing purses, and the one thing I would never ever do is a hat. I was afraid to touch a hat. I crocheted hats, but I would never ever knit one. The thought of this magic loop thing, or these double pointed needles, that how do you work with 4 or 5 needles? How? Couldn't figure it out. So I never touched a hat. I did a lot of purses and all that stuff, but then it really gave me the courage to go back to crochet, which was my true love. I went back to the crochet and picked up the couple of books and kind of learned how to do the filet crochet and properly switch yarn to another color, and I did all that type of stuff. I did hats. I never made a garment after that tank top. I never felt comfortable enough. I've always sewn, so I do some sewing. Way back, I did a few skirts, and I did jackets, and I put that down. I don't know, life just keeps changing, and I either am doing something and then I have to stop or whatever. I am what my mother called as a gypsy. Excuse me, let me get a drink. This is Crystal Light iced tea. I love Crystal Light. We don't drink soda in the house unless we're ordering pizza. That's the rule. No soda. So, where was I? I don't remember where I was. Oh, so when life changes, I go in and out of doing things. But right now I'm still sewing, like, over the past 4 years. No, more than that. I've been with the boyfriend for 9 years. He moved in 7 years ago. So yeah, about 7 years, I guess. I've been really into crafting, crocheting and knitting. Then I picked up the sewing machine again. I was doing sewing. The boyfriend is an artist. Oh, by the way, his name is Daniel. I always just call him the boyfriend. He's an artist. His passion is comic book. And if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you'll definitely see that he loves his comics. He's in the process of doing his own comic book. He's in the process of writing a screenplay in a book with a friend of his. Of course, neither one of us have these as careers, but this is our, our passion. It's what we really, really love to do. And one day, God willing, universe willing, Mother Nature willing, whatever, I really would love to own my own yarn shop. I probably have enough yarn to fill a yarn shop right now because I have I'm a yarnaholic. I have a lot of yarn. So I'm going to try and keep this structured in a 30-minute podcast. This is episode number 1. And I'm going to write down in here, this is my book, Believe. And I'm going to write down in here what I'm going to talk about, what I've done, what whips I have, what acquisitions. Right now I'll go through a couple of things that I'm doing. Let me find it. Right now I am knitting the Odyssey shawl by Joji Locatelli. It's my first pattern from her that I'm trying. It is in these beautiful greens. I'm just up to the lace part, and I don't, you could just see some of it. I'm doing it on my circular needles, and these needles are my, where did I put it? Oh, over there. They're square needles. I don't know if you can see it, but they're square, and they're so nice. They're a size, I'm thinking they're 7 maybe, something like that. But they're Knitter's Pride. When I went to Stitches United last year, I actually got them. I was so excited to get them. Or is it Knit Picks? Hold on. They're Knit Picks. Hold on. Yes, they are. I think I've been calling them Knitter's Pride. They're Knit Picks. And it came in this whole thing of the needles. I've done this video at least 5 times today. 2 or 3 times yesterday. Friday. It's now 12:17 in the afternoon. I started this at 9 o'clock this morning. And when I held these up earlier in another video, all of the needles fell on the floor. So that's where they are right now. I haven't picked them up yet. So anyway, back to the Odyssey shawl. It's living in this project bag. It's got a handle and drawstring. It's got a little loop inside to put my scissors to cut the yarn if I need to. And this bag I got from Randy. I bought it in her Etsy store, and she is on YouTube as, oh, I always mess up her name. I'm sorry, Randy. Not that you're probably ever going to watch this, but Randy's Random Randy's Ramblings. So she's on YouTube. I absolutely adore watching her. So that's where I got this bag from. She's got really nice patterns too. I've tried some of her patterns. Her Hangetsu shawl is really beautiful. I've made that. I made like 2 of them. But the yarn I'm using for the Odyssey, so I can just finish one thing, is the Premier Luna yarn. And if I can get this. This is the green. It's like a grayish green. And then I think I'm going to add in, because the grays were in there, like the grayish greens were in here, I think I'm going to add this, because I think it kind of goes. And then this. Because if you look at the pattern, she has 3 different colors. So I was thinking of doing 3 different colors, but I'm falling in love with this green. So I don't know. I do have enough yarn to do it all in green. So I just might, because I'm really falling in love with green. Which, after 12 years of Catholic school and green uniforms, you wouldn't have seen me touch green for years. Years. Hated it. Anyhow, tangent. So that's my bag that I got from Randy. And not from her. I got it in her Etsy store. And if you don't know Randy, which I think everyone does know her, go to her Etsy store. She has beautiful stuff. Her bags are gorgeous. What else can I show you? I am making, wait, in this bag, it says, if I can't crochet, I'm not going. And I got this in an Etsy store at one point. I'm not sure what the name of the store was. It was quite a while ago. Because I am a bag hoarder and a yarn hoarder, just so you know. And here I'm making a hat. This yarn I actually, it's coming up a lot. It's like a light coral with different colors. I actually hand dyed this myself. This is a 1x1 rib, a moss stitch that I just got tired of doing moss, so I changed to just knit stitch. But I hand dyed this myself. This is a sport weight yarn, and it's the Cloudborn. It is 100% superwash merino. Woo! Not focusing. I don't think it's focusing. But I love this yarn. This yarn is so soft. Absolutely beautiful. So I took a stab at dyeing my own yarn. I just dropped a stitch. I'm not good at picking up stitches. Oh no. Oh no. Alright, I'm going to gently put this down, and hopefully it won't. Oh, hopefully nothing will happen. I'll have to try and pick them up later. What was I saying? Oh, so I'm really getting into dyeing my own yarn. I absolutely love it. I'm having fun with it. I have a drying rack that I put outside in the sun, and I'll go out there and I'll knit and I'll crochet. Oh, and by the way, I'm home today only because I thought I was going to Stitches United on Thursday, so I took Thursday, Friday off, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, because I thought I was going there, but plans fell through, so I still kept the days off. I do normally work 6 days a week, from 7 in the morning till anywhere between 5 and 7 at night, and then I come home, and so grateful the boyfriend cooks, and he's really good. He cooks so good. So right now I'm doing a cowl, the Phoenix cowl. Let me see. This pattern is actually from Hooked on Sunshine, and she's got a Facebook page where she does cowls, and her patterns are on Ravelry. They are paid for patterns, but as the cowl's going on, if you get it during the cowl, every week, like right now, the Phoenix is what I'm doing. It's this pattern, the Phoenix, and it's such a beautiful blanket. So I'm doing this, and like I said, during the cowl, every week something comes out. They're on week 4 right now. There's 11 weeks to it. And the pattern is free. But once the cowl is over, then you have to pay for the pattern. So I actually paid for, while I was waiting for the Phoenix, I was all excited. So I actually decided to pay for the Briar Rose. Let me show you how far I am. I'm only on, what am I on? I think round 2, not round 2, but part 2 of the Phoenix. Let me show you. It's living in my kitty cat bag that I just got at a flea market. And I'm making this out of the Karen baby cakes. I went to the tent sale in Spin Right tent sale in North Carolina a few weeks back, at the beginning of May. And they had the Karen cakes, 3 to a package for $5. Buy 3 packages, get 1 free. So, bargain. I got enough to make the Phoenix. This is, I'm still in the middle of part 2, but look at those stitches. They're absolutely beautiful. The puff stitches, the popcorn stitches. Her patterns are absolutely beautiful. So I have it in this color, and then I have it in gray. Of course, I'm making 2. I'm not that far because I really wanted to finish up the Briar Rose, which I will show you right now. And hopefully my camera does not die on me. Let me make sure I get the front. I think this is the front. Is it the front? This is the front. So, this is the Briar Rose. And there's no way I could fit the whole thing in. It's only 38 by 38. It's a toddler size. I guess toddler size. And it's for the boyfriend's niece, Yesenia. Beautiful baby. She just turned a year old. So I made this for her. And this is out of the Hobby Lobby Yarn Bee Sugar Wheel, I believe. Last spring when they had the big clearance sale, I had gotten 3 balls of this. I could have sworn I had more, but I think only 3. So I put 3 balls of it, and I figured whenever I ran out, I ran out. So I didn't do the whole pattern. I just did part of it. Well, it was a repeat of 6 rows. I think it was 6. No. I forget now. But it was a repeat of the rose, and I just went until I ran out. And I definitely played yarn chicken with it, getting that last row. I had a ball about this big left. That's it. So that's what I've got going on. I have a lot more whips, but like I said, I only want to do 30 minutes maybe. I'm going to do this once a month if I can, every other week. I don't know. I'm not one to be on camera. I just don't usually put myself out there, but I decided I really want to try because of all the podcasters that I watch, and I really wanted to try it. I watch Randy, obviously, because the bag. Ross from Smells Like Yarn. And I watch him, and the very first knit hat I did this past year was the Ross hat. He had a small tutorial and a pattern on Ravelry. So I went and I actually for the first time did it, and I used double pointed needles, which I never thought I could do. It took practice, but now I feel comfortable and I can make hats. Excuse me. So who else do I watch? Kim. I watch Kim. I love Kim. She's Blue Cherub 82 on YouTube, and she does a lot of amigurumi, and she enables me. She will show these books. Some of the books I got about the same time as her. We both have the whole set of the Zumigurumi, I think. I don't have 8 yet. I have up to... Do I have 7? I have 7. 1 through 7, the Zumigurumis. I have so many amigurumi books. I love amigurumi. I crochet all the time. Last night I just did an octopus, a big octopus this big with the blanket yarn. I love making the big ones. I have a monster going on from the monster book, which is somewhere around here. And who else do I watch? Oh, I watch Hannah from the Cozy Cottage Crochet. Beautiful knitting and crochet. And I love the fact that a lot of these women do crochet and not just knit. Ross does just knitting. He says he does some crochet, but I've only seen his knitting. His knitting is amazing. He really does good work. He does a lot of yarn hauls and stuff that I get to watch, and he reviews yarn, which I definitely take into consideration when I watch his yarn videos. Who else do I watch? I watch Crystal from Bag O' Day. I have a lot of her patterns. I've done a couple of her patterns. They're written beautifully, easy to follow. Debbie from the Canadian Crocheter. I actually just won, and I didn't realize, one of her giveaways. It was something, one of your guilty pleasures. So I did the guilty pleasure thing, and I actually won 12 balls of yarn, 12 skeins of yarn. I haven't gotten it yet. It was just a couple of weeks ago. I didn't even know I won. Kim from Blue Cherub 82 actually reached out to me on Instagram and said, "Are you okay? Did you know you won?" I never win anything. My father was the lucky one in the family. He won everything. We went to Great Adventure when we were little, and they actually asked him to stop playing the games because he was winning so much. But it just didn't come down to me. Excuse me. I just don't have a lucky bone in my body. But I won, so it was really exciting. I haven't gotten it yet. I'm waiting to get it. I really don't need more yarn. My boyfriend said, "Did you tell her no?" I said, no, I would never say no to yarn, especially free. So I watch her. I watch, gosh, there's so many that I watch. Sandra from Cherry Heart. I could listen to her all day long. She has the most soothing voice, and my voice is going now because I've done this video a million times over the weekend. She has the most soothing voice. I can listen to her all day. Her stuff is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So that's some of the people I watch. And thank you all for giving me courage to get out here and try this. Watching you and just seeing how much fun you have made me want to do it. And I hope I could do this, I don't know, weekly, monthly, bi-weekly, whatever. I just really want to try and do this because it does look like fun, and I love the community that's out here, the knitting and the crochet community. Eventually I'll show you some of my sewing stuff. I do sew a little bit, not as much as I used to years ago, but that's it. I'm going to try and get this uploaded. My videos will never be edited. I don't want to edit. I don't want these stops and starts and everything where sometimes you miss what people say because of it. So it's just going to be me. I'm out here, just me. Even with my hair, like, it was so fluffy this morning and now it's flat. I did put makeup on. I look ghostly, but it's me, just me, Mary Beth. So thank you very much. If you actually watch this, please thumbs up and subscribe. I would love to share my life with people. Well, not all of my life. Some of it's very boring, but at least my yarny life and my crafty life. And the next time I go, because I live only an hour away from the Lion Brand outlet, next time I go, I'll bring my phone with me, which I normally do. I'll take some video and I'll share with you everything in the Lion Brand. And when I go down to the beach, right now I don't go down to the beach that often because it's summer and it's just too crowded for me. I like going in the fall, the winter, the spring, before the summer crowd gets here. But I just want to share a little piece of my world with you because all of you have shared your world with me and I've absolutely adored it. So if I could bring some happiness into your life, I hope I can. Thank you, and hello and goodbye from New Jersey.